Three and welcome in, everybody. Welcome. It is another fantastic Friday. I'm Tammy. I'm the Siberian Wind, and I'm glad you're here. And I've got Sean from the Guy Who Sews coming to hang out with me. You're so fantastic, Sean. Thank you for coming hang out with me. I
Oh, it's
appreciate
my
it.
pleasure. It's always good to hang out with my friend Tammy. I'm usually a morning guy, and tomorrow morning we'll be a morning guy again. But
That's right.
we figured Friday night, let's give this a shot and see what happens. Um, yeah, I might be a hot mess because it's been a long week at work. But we'll have a good time together. We'll get some sewing done. We may have to pull out my very best friend Jack, but hopefully not. We'll see what happens from here.
Hey, I've got Jack's best friend. I've got Jackie over here.
Yeah,
So,
where is?
we're good.
Oh, there we are. Now we're good.
Right? Maddie says,
Yep.
"Who is that handsome guy?" That is Sean. That is Sean. He is a fantastic content creator. He is live on Saturday mornings. Um, if you look in the description box, his link to his channel should be there. So make sure you go subscribe and give his channel some love.
Well, thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yes, if you're
Absolutely.
if you're a morning person like I am, 8 a.m. Eastern, Saturday mornings, come over and check out the live. I'm like Tammy, I usually have a guest. Well, actually, I always have a guest. I don't like going live by myself. So yeah, come over and check it out. And if you like to sleep in, the replay is always available to you guys as well, because I know I'm on super early, especially for anyone not on the East Coast or in Europe or other places like that. So yeah, definitely come on over and check it out and see what you think.
Yeah, absolutely. So I see we've got Ellen and Maddie and Joan and Janet in the chat. Welcome. Janet says, "Sean, I've had a pen pal from Australia since the sixth grade. We still keep in touch."
What part of Australia? I'm very curious. I just read that comment, and I'd love to know what part of Australia, because who knows? Maybe we're neighbors once upon a time.
Yeah, you opened a door. You absolutely opened a door, Janet. Ellen says she might be up tomorrow morning. She has to watch the grandsons all day.
Oh, okay.
I am, yeah, Maddie, you and me both. She says, I am not a morning person. Neither am I. Neither am
That's
I.
fine. I hear that a lot, and like I am, and I figured that was the best time for me to go live because the rest of my family likes to sleep in. So, like I figured that was the best time to go live, and a lot of people hop up and start their weekends with me. So, I'm very grateful for that. So,
Jana just said, we are old now. Yep, I know, right? We all are getting there. We were just talking about that before this. Hey, Rena, welcome in. Watching while quilting my son in law's quilt. Ooh, awesome. And then Brisbane. She went to meet
Brisbane,
her
very,
in 2007.
very nice. Yeah, Brisbane's about 6 hours, 7 hours northeast of where I grew up. I lived about halfway between Sydney and Brisbane. So, been to Brisbane many times. Beautiful city. I've got a good mate of mine that lives in Brisbane who I haven't seen since 2017. Yeah, it's been a while
Oh,
between
oh yeah,
drinks. So,
yeah.
yeah, next time we go down there, I definitely have to catch up with him again. But yeah, beautiful city, very nice place to visit. I hope you enjoyed your visit while you were down there too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, Brisbane to where you grew up is about from Casper to Salt Lake City because I just
Yes.
did that drive. Oh, that was a long drive too.
Yeah, I think it's about 7 hours now. I've got to go look it up. It feels like it's longer, but it really is not.
And
s-
Janet says that they
Urban.
traveled the coast. Ooh.
Yeah, the Australian coast is beautiful no matter which way you go. They always told us growing up that Australia had the most beautiful beaches in the world, and I figured everybody said that, but I really do believe that. It doesn't matter which beach you go to, every beach has its own personality, and it's
Mm,
just such
very
a
true.
beautiful part of the world. I mean, I've only been to the east coast of Australia, on the beaches. I've only been to the east coast, so I can't speak for the west coast. Um,
Oh.
but yeah, like they're just all stunningly beautiful. So if you ever get a chance to get in there and check it out, definitely go and do that. If you ever get a chance to go to New Zealand, definitely jump across to Tasman and take a look at that place as well, because the photos just do not do it justice over there. I want to get back to New Zealand at some point in my life and check it out again, because I haven't been down there since I was 15. So
I have never been, so that would be an exciting adventure for me. I might have to take Sean with me. Janet
there you
says
go.
she petted a roo and a koala. Ooh, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
the koalas are actually their wool is very, very soft. A lot softer than I anticipated. So it's in the past, a lot of wildlife sanctuaries you went to, you were able to hold a koala. That's kind of going away. They're going in favor now of you going into the enclosure under supervision and petting the koalas, which I'm a big fan of. I think it's a much better experience for well, it's obviously better for the koalas, and it's better for the people as well because you're not like when you do the holding thing, they gave you the koala, you held it, you took your photo, and then it was it was very quick, like you're in and out about 20 seconds.
Oh wow,
So
yeah.
this way, you got when you pet the koala and you go in the enclosure, you get to spend a few minutes in there, and you get plenty of photos and really just enjoy the experience. So I think it's good that the sanctuaries are kind of gone towards that model,
Yeah.
because it's better for everybody involved. It's better for the animals. It's better for us. So there you go.
Awesome. So Joan had a comment that did not come through the chat for some reason, but I do see it. She's asking if she's the only one that can't hear me too well. I have adjusted my microphone a little bit now, so guys, let me know if you're having trouble hearing me. Well, Chris Montour, welcome into the chat. Thank you so much. I think first time I've seen your name in the chat. Chris says, I heard New Zealand is beautiful and mostly in its natural state.
It is. That's very true. I mean, I haven't been there since the mid 90s, but I don't imagine it's changed much in the last 30, 20, 30 years, however many years it is. I can't count right now. So, but yeah, such a beautiful place. Very nat, all sorts of beautiful nature. The mountains are fantastic. The glaciers are fantastic. The skiing, if you like snow skiing, is fantastic in the winter, and you get to go during the North American summer too, 'cause it's winter time
Oh,
down there.
that's
So,
right.
um, that sort of thing there. So yeah, just a beautiful part of the world. Definitely want to go back there at some point, and take Amanda with me as well because she's never
Yeah.
been to New Zealand.
Oh, that would be awesome. Welcome
Yeah.
in, Nikki. She says, hi, Sean and Tammy. Happy Friday night, everyone. I love that. Thank you. Um, Ellen wants to go to Australia and New Zealand. It's on her bucket list. Mine too. Mine too. Um, and then Maddie was saying hi from Arizona, and she says she's a grumpy little thing in the morning and can't wake up early, or she's a mess. Me too. Me too. Me first.
Yeah, and there's a lot of folks that aren't morning people, so that's cool. I don't have a problem with that. Um, I'm surprised there's as many morning people out there as there is because the Saturday morning show we have quite a few viewers show up every week, and
We
I'm still
do.
impressed every week that they all jump up and hang out with us. So
Uh,
what did you bring to work on this
I
evening?
am going to work on skylights. So it's a project that I worked on a couple of weeks before, and it looks kind of like that. It is from EQ, Electric Quilt Software, and this was their first internet mystery quilt. And apparently, whoever gave this or bequeathed it or donated or whatever, they printed all the instructions out in all the sheets. So everything is already done about figuring out the mystery part of it. So all I'm having to do is assemble pieces and parts. So what I've done so far is these are for the apartment buildings, these little blocks right here. And then this piece right here is going to go on top of them once I go to assemble everything together. Then I have also made a tree that goes into the blocks as well. And I kind of skipped over the whatever these are. These are the high rises, is what I'm working on right now. And there's 8 total little window pieces that go into it. But there's 4 per block, so to speak, but they're all identical. So I'm going to try to do all 8 instead of trying to do 4 and then do 4 later. But it is all paper piecing, and it's all on the printouts that were in the pattern, so I copied them. And so somebody may get this pattern after I'm done making it, because I won't ever make it a second time. Not because it's not cool, but just because I won't. But yeah, so that's what I'm working on tonight. What about you, Sean?
I am working on the Mad Quilt Party, which is a pattern by Art East Quilting Co. Yeah, that's
They're
what
always so
I love. I
good.
love that company.
They are so
Most
fantastic.
most of the projects I do are from them. So, but this was a solo long that they hosted from October 2023 to 24. So I'm only
Wow.
about 18 months behind, no, close to 2 years. But I enjoy the journey. So this is the final block, which is the
Those.
flamingos, the little hedgehogs when they play croquet, and then the paint in the roses red.
Oh
And
my
then,
gosh. I gotta watch that Painting the Roses Red one. I love that.
yeah. And then once that happens, we actually get to put the whole quilt together.
Oh, nice. So that's the last of it. Wow.
Yes, it's the
You've
last of
gotten
it.
you've
So,
gotten a lot done. Hey Mona,
yeah.
welcome in. She has joined the chat tonight. Um, and I will go ahead and say I did pin the message from Nightbot up to the top. You guys have been asking about a Zoom retreat for February, and we are going to take that last weekend of February into March. We're going to ring in March on Zoom. So we are going to take that weekend. Um, uh, Joan has a question for you, Sean. Which cotton cuts are you doing for Dreamers?
I am doing Dear Diary, which
Ooh.
is a line by Laurie Holt, I believe it is, if I
Oh,
remember correctly. I
okay.
was looking that up the other day. I don't think I've ever worked with her fabrics in the past, so this will be a new adventure for me.
Those are always
And
so bright and vibrant.
yeah, I'm really looking forward to it because it's got a lot of different, what's it called? Different colors in it.
Okay.
It's got white, yellow, dark red, like an orangey ochre color, and then two different, like an aqua and then like a royalish blue, maybe a little darker.
Okay.
It's all got prints on it, like type type words and pictures and that sort of thing there as well. So I'm really looking forward to looking at it. Apparently, it's called Typography by Laurie Holt.
Oh.
So yeah, I'm really looking forward to trying that. I had the viewers vote for which colorway I was going to do. And this was actually one of my top choices. So thank you all to the viewers that voted, and for
Oh.
voting the way that I was hoping you would. I mean, I would have done whatever they told me to. I really just threw it up there for everyone to vote on, but I am very happy that the results came out the way they did.
Absolutely. Yeah, Ellen says typography. Yeah. Welcome in, DJ. DJ is Fuzzy Adventures. If I've got it right, I hope I do. And thank you, Joan. She says that I am coming in a little louder. I made some adjustments on my microphone the other week, and I don't really remember where I did those adjustments. And so my microphone volume is either really loud or really soft. Like it's not an easy just make one change here or one change there kind of adjustment. It is I've done something to it, so I will figure that out eventually. But it's not tonight. Tonight is not the night. It will be an eventual thing. Oh.
Yeah, and that's part of the fun with technology on these lives is you don't
Yeah,
always, yeah, you have to test it a lot. That's why I've never bothered with a physical mic. I just use the microphone that's on my computer or my phone and that sort of thing there because I figure it's just one more thing that can go wrong. So
it is. It's actually been really. It's been a really good microphone, and I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It's just whatever setting I adjusted. But I have
yeah.
a secondary problem going on right now, because one of my fans in my computer died. So a case fan, so that it keeps it cool, it keeps the temperature down, and it died. So I'm going to have to replace it very quickly. Um, and so I will figure that out within this next week. This past week has just been really tough. So I'm looking forward to next week where things can calm down just a little bit.
Yeah, that would be definitely very nice for it to happen. Yeah, because yeah, it's been a busy week for you. It's been a busy week for me. So
Absolutely, absolutely.
nice to be able to
So
hang out with you for a little bit and get some sewing done.
yes, absolutely. I have needed this. I have absolutely needed this. I did some designing when I was in Utah.
Oh,
So
nice.
while I was there, I was working on next year's mystery quilt. So it is 100% designed. So now I just need to make it and test it, so that I can get that done. And I may go ahead and record it as I'm making it, so I'm not doubling my workload.
That's a smart
Um,
idea.
but it is definitely not made yet. So that's that's the next challenge, is making it. And it will be equally challenging and fun, but I will still make everything beginner friendly, so even beginners can participate. Because I feel like if mystery quilt options are beyond the skill level of those that want to participate, then it's just not any fun. So I want it to
Yeah,
be fun.
no, definitely.
Definitely got to be fun, especially if we're gonna keep doing this year after year.
Oh, for sure.
Oh my
Yeah, and the beginner
gosh.
friendly ones tend to do very well too. Like from what I've seen online, like the ones that designed for beginners
Mm-hmm.
really do tend to be the more successful ones.
Well, I know that even though I'm not what would be classified as beginner, because I've been quilting for as long as I have, um, and I've been doing as much designing and all of that as I have, I know that when I want a palette cleanser project or an easy project, the last thing I want to do is pick up a mystery that is going to be challenging. I want something that's going to be easy and I can kind of do it in my sleep a little bit. That way I can enjoy my sewing time. And that's what I come to a mystery for, is I want to enjoy my time and I trust that whoever designed it is it's going to look good. And so that's what I'm going for. I want it to be easy, be fun, and look good all at the same time. So, and then
That all makes perfect sense.
so we've got the Zoom retreat coming up at the end of February, and then I've got the in-person retreat coming up in September. So we're gonna have some people time this year.
Yeah, how's that going? Have you got many signups for that? Because I know we talked about that a little bit the last time
Yeah,
we hung out.
we've got 3 deposits paid and a fourth and fifth that are sisters. I've sent them the information. Um, oh, Joan says she didn't see the January download in the description box. It should be there. I went in and edited it. Let me go check and make sure that I'm seeing it there. Because I did have to do it from my phone. It wasn't.
Hi, I'm Tam.
Let's see. Oh, I might have put it in the January 2025 instead of January 2026. Oh no, I put it on January 2026. So I accidentally uploaded the video twice. So there's one that says January 2025. That one won't have it. So I do apologize. So go look for the January 2026 one. I'll go in and look at everything later and get things cleaned up. I couldn't really do that for my phone and in Utah. It was just between everything that I had going on and the traveling to begin with. It was a lot, and I didn't know what to expect this trip. A little bit less than what I've expected in the past. So it was a little bit more challenging, but yeah, I will try to get that cleaned up for you guys. Maddie says she's going to try to fall back asleep right after her mom or dad wakes her up. I hear ya. Oh, Janet, 236 days. Thank you. I appreciate it. She is counting down the days to that September retreat.
Very nice. Yeah, it sounds like a lot of fun.
I hope so. I really do hope so. I did stop in at a quilt shop while I was in Utah, and I did not have the mental energy to stop at any of the quilt shops here in Wyoming on the way back. But the quilt shop in Utah, I did pick up a couple of giveaway items. So those are going for the April 14th Super Chat giveaways. So anybody who wants to do Super Chat giveaways, you are welcome to do so. And you will be entered for the extra giveaways that I've got coming up. I may split this into multiple days because this is a lot of cutting and trimming. I'll check it out tomorrow. No hurry. Yes, we do have a whole month. You are so right, Janet. You are so... Joan, I'm sorry. You are so right, Joan. I promise I'm not trying to get you too confused. I promise.
I'm still surprised I'm coherent because I've been up since 6, I think.
Oh, I've been up. Well, your 6 is my 4. I've been up since 9 your time.
Okay.
So, and then I drove the whole way back. My husband drives his car just fine. When we have the wheelchair on the back of my Jeep, it weighs the Jeep down a little bit, and I don't particularly like the way my husband drives my Jeep with the wheelchair lift or with the wheelchair on it. So I drove the whole way back, and it's also it was going to be incredibly windy today, and he's got a lot on his plate, so I didn't want him to be stressed about it. So I did it.
So how's the weather been out your way? Have you had much snow or any wild weather, or is it behaving
Well,
itself out there?
it's not behaving itself, but it's not behaving properly either. So we got what one person told my husband a skiff of snow. We got it last night. So we drove in, and there was a little bit of snow here and there on the side of the road, but it was like a dusting. It wasn't really snow or ice or anything else. And but the wind here in Casper has been brutal all day, and if we didn't hit Rawlins on the way back, Rawlins, Wyoming, if we didn't hit there by a certain time, we were going to get caught in the storm front coming through, the wind coming through, and we were going to probably get a lot of heck from the wind just being awful. We missed the worst of it, but then we caught some of it still coming through.
Okay.
But we weren't in it the whole time, thankfully. I think if
Well,
we'd
that's good.
left any later, we would have been caught in it for a good portion of the drive back, and that would have been even more tragic to try to drive through when it's coming straight at you. Oh, I love it! I
Yeah,
love
so this is like
it.
the neck or the body, like the neck and the body of this flamingo. This is
Oh my
eventually
gosh.
how to go together.
I love it. I love it.
So that's that. And then we'll go ahead. Next step, I think, is making the legs, and it will look like it's standing on one leg as flamingos do. So we'll tackle that part next.
This is what I've got so far. This is the center of the window
Oh, very
of the
nice.
block. So I've got this one, and I'll have one more. I've got to do a total of 8 of these. I'm only going to do 2 tonight. I'm not going to push myself. I have learned the value of pacing myself.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, just
so,
take your time, enjoy the journey.
um, so in order to make this block, the window unit pieces had to be pre-sewn. So you had 2 1-inch strips and a 3/4 inch strip in the middle that you had to sew together before you could even sew this part. And it's a little bulky because I'm using 1/4 inch seams. I could probably get away with 1/8 of an inch seams, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to put it through that. Oh, Maddie said she read that book just today. That whole book that she read just today.
Oh, nice.
Is it a book you chose to read, or is it a book you had to read? That was always my problem. I would wait until the last minute, and then I would stay up all night and read the book that I needed for the book report that night. So
Whereas I went down to the
Go
I
ahead.
went down to the video rental store and found the movie and just watched that and wrote my book report on that. I knew I was only going to get a C or a D, but I figured if I didn't do that, I wasn't going to do it at all. So,
Aw.
um, a C or a D was better than a 0. So
That's fair. The movies leave so much out, though.
they do, and I know
They,
that, but I was like, I'm not going to sit here and read this book. So,
my brother tried to do, or my friends kept suggesting it. My brother did the Cliff Notes versions, and I cannot process the Cliff Notes versions. Like Cliff Notes does not make sense to me. I have to have all of the outlying information for things to make sense to me. So, like, even when I get a quilt pattern, I read through the whole pattern before I get started on any part of it. Because if I don't, then I get lost and turned around and all of that kind of fun stuff.
I think that's a good practice to have though, because I'm a very visual learner and like I like these patterns where it's mostly pictures. I mean, these patterns, have words at the
Oh,
bottom
yeah.
here, but I rarely read them. I do, so that's like when you give me an IKEA booklet or that sort of thing there, I
Oh,
can
I
run with
love
that quite
those.
happily. But even having said that, yeah, with any of these patterns, I do like to flip through and take a good look at like start to finish just to see what's going to come up because I think it
Yeah.
does help us all understand it, whether it's something easy or something more complex. Yeah, I think going through it and maybe not memorizing it necessarily, but at least looking through the whole pattern from start to finish before you get started is a very, very good idea. It's something
Oh,
I
yeah.
try and do, and it's very helpful for a lot of us.
Well, I will admit I'm going to tell on myself. I will admit that I actually do look through patterns and make notes of things that I can do faster than the way that the pattern writer wrote it. So, like if there's half square triangles or there's hourglass blocks, if there's something like that where there is an easier way to do it, I will guarantee you I have read through and I know exactly the easier way to do it, and that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to
Nothing
cut
wrong with
those
that.
corners just because I feel like I can. Probably shouldn't do that all the time, but I do it more than I should, probably.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, a pattern is like a recipe. It's there to help guide you, but if you feel like it makes it easier on you or faster on you to modify it, the quilt police are not going to come chase you down for it. The pattern designer's not going to come chase you down for it. So,
That's true.
you know, you do you.
Well, I'm not good at being anybody else, so, I guess I have to.
I don't see a problem with that. All right,
I
so
guess
we've
it's
got,
probably good that I decided to do this by doing the little sections at a time. Because I just thought about it. I might not have enough of this fabric, so I might have to substitute in. And it would be easier to substitute a whole window unit border
oh, for sure.
than doing partial pieces. Ellen says sometimes I read through them 3 or 4 times just to really get familiar. Yes, sometimes you have to. Um,
Yeah.
Especially, the ones without pictures for sure. Yeah, you definitely should read through those multiple extra times.
Oh, yeah, definitely. If it hasn't got pictures, I'm kind of in trouble because I need my visual reference.
Yeah. Well, I will say this, like Judy Niemeyer patterns are kind of like that. They don't have a whole lot of pictures in them. They've
No, they
got
don't.
some. Yeah.
That's why I have one. I purchased one of those a few years ago. I think it was supposed to be like part of a so-long that Donna was going to host, and then I
Yeah.
think that's not long before she had a stroke, and then I don't know if I think that one's kind of gone to the wayside. But yeah, that one's just got to go stay in its bucket. I don't know if it'll ever come out and actually get made, or it may just go to a new home at some point. I don't know. But yeah, I looked at that thing and it looked like to me it looked like stereo instructions. So I was like, yeah, it's staying right there.
Well,
Um,
if you need help working through it, let me know. It
yeah,
won't
I might have to take you up on that offer.
yeah, it's not it won't be my first Judy Niemeyer to work through. I'm actually the one that I've got started that I need to work on this year is my third Judy Niemeyer project. And I had somebody who was already really fluent in Judy Niemeyer that kind of guided me on what to do. So I kind of knew it going in, what I was expecting.
Yeah.
So that really did a lot to help me along. Rena says she has a quilt that she's working on where each block has its own cutting instructions. When cutting for one block, I look ahead to see if I need any pieces that are that same size. I will be honest with you, Rena, I hate those patterns. I love the patterns that give you like all of your cutting instructions in advance. Like you can just sit there and cut through all of your fabric and you know you have enough for everything. I don't like patterns that you don't come across the cutting instructions until later because I'm always worried I'm going to run out of fabric. That is the forefront thought on my mind. I'm always worried about
Yeah.
that. Um,
Well, yeah, like these ones here, you're probably
are
gonna hate then
yeah,
because but he
they're
is also
like that,
very,
yeah.
yeah, but in his defense, he is very good about telling you how much fabric you need for the entire quilt.
Yeah.
So you can purchase that, and his measurements that he gives you are always very generous. So if he tells you 3/4 of a yard, you're
You
probably
don't
not
have
gonna,
to
uh,
worry.
don't have to worry. It's like I've seen some patterns where it's like so tight, and you make one mistake and you're in a lot of trouble. It's not like that with his. I cut out the fabric for this pattern, and I think I still have for the background fabric. I think there's like half a yard left or something
Oh wow.
that I haven't used. So yeah, there's a lot of flexibility with his patterns there as well. So with these sort of sampler blocks, I think it's good to have it, block by
Yeah.
block because you may want to do just this block.
Yeah, and when we
One,
when we did Fab Farm by Elizabeth Hartman, it was like that too. And it
yeah,
works out great. It's just not my favorite because I
mm,
am one of those. But when we're talking about Elizabeth Hartman and our East, both of those companies, um, if they did have you cut everything at once, probably nobody would start those patterns because it is a lot of cutting and it's a lot of precise cutting, and then you would have labels out to like 3 or 4 digits long of piece numbers. It would be
yeah,
crazy long. So I get
y-
it. It's just not my
yeah.
favorite.
Although there is one pattern of his that he did, and I think it was the Anne of Green Gables, for Art
Okay.
East, where he gave you the option for the background to cut it block by block, or you could do it all at once.
Okay.
So that was kind of nice, and I've actually elected to do all at once for the background on that one. I'm still working my way through that very slowly,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think that might be something that we might see more of in the near future, is seeing more like the option for the background. I don't think it's
Yeah.
really practical for the other ones with these two companies,
Mm-mm.
but maybe we might see the background where they say you can do it this
I,
way or this way. Take your pick.
I would love that. Now I will say this: the star systems from Elizabeth Hartman that I did, it's a lot of cutting, but you are cutting a lot of the same size pieces over and over and over again. You're just cutting them out in different colors. And
Yeah.
I think that one, everything was up front. Like all of the cutting instructions was
Yeah.
up front. But I'd have to look back at it to know for sure. Ellen says she hasn't really come across ones without picture reference. Thank goodness, because she depends on them at times.
Yeah.
I hear
Oh,
ya.
I definitely do.
I hear
Yeah.
ya. Joan says she is reading the Elm Creek quilt novels by Jennifer. I will not butcher Jennifer's last name. She says, I am on book 5, only have 23 books to go. If you like good fiction regarding quilts, it's a good read, and I'm not a reader. I used to be a reader, but I am not either right now. Ellen says she's reading Dan Brown, The Lost Symbol. She says, I love a good mystery/thriller. I used to read Amish romance novels when I was a teenager because they are very prim and proper. You don't get any of the unsavory stuff because, they're not going to do that. They're written for young adults. I used to read those, and I still have those. But I haven't actually read any of the quilt books, like the quilt related
Yeah. No, that
books.
does sound fun. I still remember the old days when I used to work retail in Australia, and I'd probably spend like one day a month ripping all the covers off the
Oh yeah.
mystery, the romance novels, because those were the ones that came in the month. Was it Harlequin or
Oh
whatever it
yeah,
was? It was
Harlequin
like,
was
yeah, the
awful.
ones where they sold them for like 2 or 3 months, and then if they didn't sell, this retail store would have to rip the covers off and send the covers back to get a credit for the books that didn't sell.
Yeah.
So it
It's
was
just
fun when you felt like destroying something and you actually were paid to destroy something.
there you go. Yeah, as long as you don't think too hard about what you're destroying. Yeah.
Yeah,
Joan says she
that was
loved.
my fine task that day.
Yeah, Joan says she loved Dan Brown's too, and Harry Potter. I forgot about them, but that's about as far as I go. Yeah, and Ellen loves Harry Potter too. Hey, Brenda, welcome in. I will admit, I do love the Harry Potter movies, but I do not have the time and energy. If I can't cross stitch, if I don't have time to cross stitch, I don't have time to read a book. So I do read, but I read short things.
Yeah.
Since my fibromyalgia got worse and forced me to stop working, I have not read a single book in its entirety. I used to be a fairly avid reader for a while. My son definitely is. But I have not been because I will read a paragraph and then I completely space out and forget everything that I've read. And then I might get to page 5 and then realize I don't remember anything that I've already read on the first, 4 pages before that. I can't track it in my brain anymore like I used to, and it's very frustrating. So I do like pictures on my patterns, but I also don't mind patterns without pictures because then I have something I can mark off. And that's what I do to patterns that do not have pictures is I mark things off as I go. I like to do that. You'll definitely find that if it's a picture without or a pattern without a lot of pictures, you'll definitely find that I have my pencil out. Ellen says Patricia Cornwell. She writes the Dr. K. Scarpetta books. I read all the 26 in all. Oh my gosh! And Prime Video is doing a series for it with Nicole Kidman. Ooh. See, I watch it when it comes out on video.
Yeah. Have you considered like young adult novels?
I
Because
have.
they tend to be a little easier to
Yeah, I have. And that would probably be what I would have to go with.
yeah.
Just to follow storylines. But if it's a story that skips from, I don't know, let's say Brenda says Sean froze. I think he's working fine now, so I'll keep an eye out and see if I see him freeze again. Because I didn't
Oh
see
yeah, I
him
just
freeze.
changed the setting on the computer and I think
Oh,
it might have froze me for a second. So yeah, that
gotcha.
should be back again.
Gotcha. Um, yeah, if they change, like, let's say the story is set in Pennsylvania and there's a side story going on in New York and maybe there's a side story going on in California, I'm going to have trouble following which timeline I'm on.
Gotcha.
Yes, Brenda. She says she does Audible. That's kind of the only way that I could probably do anything heavy. Um, as far as content, is it would have to be a good narrator, has to be a very good narrator.
Mm-hmm.
And I would be able to do audiobooks. The last book that I did on audiobook, it's been years, but the last book I did in its entirety on audiobook was probably when my son was little, and I think it was involving dragons. I actually
Okay.
I would put it on and fall asleep to it, and then I remember most of the story, most of the storyline. I just can't remember names or anything like that anymore.
Yeah, I like to listen to audiobooks on my commute to and from the office.
I do PBS or public or NPR. Sorry, I
Right.
do. I love listening to NPR because they're always giving new and different stories. And even if I missed part of the episode, Sometimes they replay it. They're frequently doing interviews. And I'm learning a lot more that way than I am just reading the news. Like when I read the news, I get tired of it. I get exhausted from looking at it, all of that. But when I'm listening to them, it's a little bit easier. And it's not like watching it on TV where then I'm criticizing whoever I'm looking at, thinking, oh, could they stop moving their hands so much? Things like that. Oh, you like Stephen King too. Awesome. Joan does not like Stephen King, but her son-in-law does. I'm not a horror person. That would definitely not be my genre.
Yeah, because you really do have to concentrate on a lot of his novels because there's always so much going on with those. So yeah, from what you've described to me, I don't think that would be a good fit for you, unfortunately.
No, it would not. I mean, I do follow that kind of stuff in like TV shows and such.
Yeah.
So my husband and I have been watching The Walking Dead. Well, it's been out for a while. There's enough spin-offs and all of that. We haven't watched any of the spin-offs yet. We just decided to start watching the original Walking Dead and see what it was all about. Do I like all of the content on it? No. Some of it's a little gory for me. But I
Yeah,
can
it got
follow.
weird after the first few seasons.
Oh, yeah.
Once they brought in the guy with what was the
Negan?
Charlene, I think it was. The
Yes.
big stick with that's kind of when I gave up on it. Lucille, thank you.
Lucille, yes, Lucille. Yeah. So the Negan timeline really did mess with a lot of things, in my opinion too. And a lot of people have said that they've stopped watching it after Negan was brought in because the character is so offensive to a lot of people. He's not a good warm fuzzy creature when you meet him. And I'm not sure that he ever becomes that good warm fuzzy, but they do develop him later on in the TV series. So I'm glad I've kept watching, but there's definitely some weird storylines and timelines, and it definitely jumps even more after Negan's introduced. It jumps from this timeline to 5 years ago to 10 years ago to 6 months ago. Like it jumps back and forth, and then one episode will be one part of the timeline. The next episode is another part of the same timeline, and it's different people in different settings during that same timeline. Yeah. And so I keep track of that kind of stuff. Like I can understand it. Like it doesn't lose me. Now my husband, he sometimes sleeps through TV, so he misses some of it. But I keep up with that, but when it's in a book and like written format, it's a lot harder for me to keep track of. The Earthsea series by Ursula Le Guin, they were good, says Ellen, and The Walking Dead was awesome, says Ellen. We are in season 11. We are in the last season.
Oh, wow. Okay.
On Netflix. We are finally to that point. And now I will say this, we don't watch more than one episode at a time. Like we don't binge watch it or anything. It is, we go in, we watch the one episode, and then we go back to everything else we have going on in our lives. We don't sit in front of the TV and binge watch it. I can, especially with gory shows or shows with hard timelines and such, I do not do well with sitting in front of the TV and watching the same kind of content repeatedly. So, like, I mean, I could do a Harry Potter marathon, because I've watched Harry Potter so many times, but I can't do a Walking Dead marathon. It's a much different content.
Oh, definitely.
So.
Sorry, I'm just trying to.
Oh, you're good.
I've done part of my leg.
Oh, that looks awesome.
Yeah, so that's gonna be like.
Those are some good legs. They kind of look like.
It's got a crossover. It'll all make sense eventually.
They kind of look like bird legs.
Yeah, that's what it is. Flamingo legs. So.
I know. I'm being a smarty pants.
And I'm half asleep, so it's got to go straight up my head.
Ellen says The Stand and Insomnia are his two best, I feel, of
Yes,
Stephen
I
King.
loved it. The Stand is definitely my favorite by far. So, I also enjoyed The Running Man. The book was fantastic. The movie they made out of it in the 80s or 90s was absolutely horrible. Um, I know they've redone it in the last year or so. I have not watched that one yet. I'm very interested to see how that one is. They say it was better, but I don't know by how much.
It's awful when they do a horrible take on whatever content or we love and we've fallen in love with, and they just either butcher it or they destroy us with the with what they do to it.
Yeah, I think back then they just didn't have the technology to really follow the book super closely because it was so futuristic and that sort of thing there. I just don't think they
Oh,
had the technology to do all that sort of stuff back then. But now that now it's 2026 or when they release it 2025, I think they had enough CGI and everything else that could do a good job. So
yeah,
I'm interested to see how that one is. It'll be, yeah, I'm with you there, Brenda. She says that we put on a movie and I fall asleep, so no TV for me.
yeah.
I want to develop, this is going to be my $1 million idea, and if someone beats me to do it, that's fine. But my idea is I need to develop an app that can tell when you start a movie or a TV show and when you fall asleep, so it tells you where you need to go back to when you wake up again.
Well, they probably do have it in like one of those like Google Lens glasses things or something.
That, or
That's
if
what I
it just
bet.
tells, or if you have a smartwatch, maybe you can tell your heart rate when it drops,
Ooh, there you go. There you
So
go.
if you're a developer out there and you need an idea, there it is. Just send me some royalties. Because I don't have that sort of know-how on how to do it.
Oh, Ellen says, "Oh yes, lol, with Arnold." I assume one of the Stephen King movies, so I apologize. I don't know.
Oh,
Oh,
Arnold was the main star in the first Running Man movie, I believe. I
oh,
think that's what she's referring to.
gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, I wouldn't know. I am not actually a movie buff. I love. Brenda says, "Brilliant, Sean." Yes, she loves your idea.
I know, right? I just got to figure. As I said, if you have a to me, if you have a smartwatch, they could tell like your breathing patterns or your heart rate when you fall asleep, and it should be fairly easy just to, I don't know. But I'm not that I don't have that skill set, so someone else is gonna have to do it and make all the millions.
I, that, or you can just, have your wife start doing it for you, because that would be, that's what I do. I hang on to the remote when we start a TV show or movie. Usually it's TV shows that my husband falls asleep on more than movies, but he does fall asleep on both, especially at home. And so I pay attention. I know about when he's falling asleep, and I'll just go ahead and pause it when I can tell he's just drifting a little bit too much.
It
And
doesn't take
then
me long.
yeah, and he'll sit there and he'll wake up. He's like, "Why'd you pause it?" I said, "You've been asleep for 5 minutes." No, I haven't. I've been watching it. I'm like, sure. None of
No, I
Stephen
just
King's books translate well into movies. It's a shame. The Shawshank Redemption and Stand by Me and The Green Mile were excellent, but they also had great actors and directors. Now I have seen The Green Mile and Shawshank Redemption. I don't know for sure if I've seen Stand by Me. I'd have to look.
I
Um,
have. It
Chris
was good.
Chris Montour says my fave authors Lincoln Child and Douglas Preston and Andy Perry. Hmm. I am not familiar with those names, but that doesn't mean anything. They are not quilt designers, and so therefore I struggle. I'm sorry. My repertoire kind of stops at quilt designers and fabric lines and such.
Yeah.
I was so proud of myself. Somebody made a quilt with strawberry lemonade, which is a Sherry and Chelsea line that I absolutely love and would love to be able to own some or all of that line. But I have yet to be able to afford it, find it, etc. And So I saw the quilts that they were making and immediately jumped on with, is that Sherry and Chelsea? And it was confirmed. I was so excited, so proud of myself. I recognized one.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, I'm not super good at picking out designers and stuff, so I'll leave that to the specialists.
Well, Tula Pink is becoming kind of eponymous for being able to be recognized. Like you can
Yeah,
almost
she seems
point
to.
out her
Yeah,
fabrics. And
yeah. This
then
is my first time working with her stuff.
Ellen hadn't heard of them either, those authors either, Chris, but she's going to look into them. And thank you.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Hey, James, welcome in. He says, howdy, friends. I'm glad you're here.
Good evening.
Very glad to see you tonight. Welcome, welcome. And I will be live again Sunday night as well. I'm tired, guys. I'm tired. The exhaustion is hitting, but that's okay. I'm playing with fabric. I can stay
Yep.
awake because I'm playing with fabric.
I know I've made it this far and I haven't made a boo-boo yet, so I'm
There you
doing
go.
well.
Hey, knock on wood. Knock on wood. Hey, Lori, welcome in. She says, hi, Tammy. Hi, Sean. Welcome. Glad you're here. So,
Good
guys,
evening, Miss Laurie.
yeah. So while I'm thinking about it, guys, if you have not and you are interested in attending the Zoom retreat on the last weekend of February leading into March, there is a link up at the top of the chat. You can just click that link and get yourself registered. You will get an email the Friday night before the retreat opens on Saturday morning. We run the retreat from 6 a.m. Mountain Time to 7 p.m. Mountain Time on Sunday. So 6 a.m. on Saturday morning all the way through 7 p.m. on Sunday night. And you guys get to come hang out with me in my studio virtually. And you can come and go as you need, hang out, leave, come back, etc. All of that, and it is 100% free. You just have to sign up. Janet says she likes the color of your machine. What brand is it, Sean?
Okay, so it is a Farf Ambition 620. I love the color of it too. Like when I went and was looking for a new machine last year, a pretty color was a nice bonus. It was not a must-have because I know a lot of machines you get one choice of color and that's it. But the fact that it's just nice turquoise color was just a beautiful bonus, and I'm very happy about that.
It is pretty. It's very pretty. It stands out. Welcome
Yeah.
in, Mona. She is Rip It and so on. Welcome, welcome. Glad you're here.
Well, think about it too. If you're starting at 6 a.m. Mountain Time on that Saturday, you'll be up in time for my live that day.
Shh. I'm already busy on my Zoom. Thank you. Good try, though. I do that once every couple of months. That is about it.
I didn't say you have to come. I was just saying you'd be up in
that's
time
true.
for.
That's true. Janet says that she has the icon too.
Yeah, I've heard those are very, very nice machines.
Is your machine? Whose machine was it that wasn't working? There was somebody that recently had their machine in the shop. I can't remember. Her name started with a J, but I can't remember exactly which one. One of you had your machine in the shop recently. I was going to ask if it's back. Do we have our machine up and running?
I hope so.
Joan. Might have been Joan.
Yeah, it was about this time last year my original machine died, so
we are going to knock on wood that 2026 is going to involve no more machines dying in my studio. I definitely do not need that happening. Beauty spent far too much time down instead of working this past year. So we are going to hope and pray that 2026 will be a smoother year. All right. So I am actually working with, amazingly, I bought an Oops kit for the Cotton Cuts mystery that I did 2 years ago. The Tree of Life mystery. So all of the fabrics that I'm putting into this, as much as I can, are from that line. They're from my chestnut line from Tree of Life.
Yeah, I was trying to pick which colorway that was.
Yep. If I had not bought it, I probably would not have guessed it. And I only bought this colorway because that was what my husband suggested. I told him to pick me something that would be out of my normal, and he definitely delivered on that.
I know it's kind of fun letting someone else pick for you.
It's scary too.
Yeah, but sometimes it's one of those because I've had people pick, or somebody pick my colorway the last 4 or 5 puzzle
Mm-hmm.
mystery quilts. Because Amber picked it once, Cotton Cuts picked it once,
And you've had your
Ian picked it
subscribers
last
pick it.
time. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then the viewers. So this is the newest one that's coming out in 2 weeks, 3 weeks. First week of February. How many weeks is that?
Oh, a couple
One,
weeks,
two,
something like that.
3 weeks. Yeah, the one that
Okay.
starts next in 3 weeks. That'll be the fourth one where I have let someone else choose it for me.
Oh yeah.
And this time around, the customers actually have the option to purchase a mystery quilt, like where they pick it for you. Like you go in and you tell them, okay, I do not want this colorway, I do not want these colors, and then they just kind of assign one for you. So,
Oh wow.
um, yeah,
That
it's something
works.
that's been asked for a little while, and yeah, it looks like this time around they're doing that as an option if you so wish.
Yeah. Well, you get decision fatigue after a while, so it's a great idea. Oh, it is Joan. She says that it's hers. The bobbin case broke, and the shop doesn't have the repairman back from their family vacation. They're the owners, so it'll probably be sometime next month. Oh my gosh, that's so
Hmm.
rough. And hey, Laura, welcome in. Glad you're
Good
here.
evening, Miss Laura. I
Uh,
think I saw her over on Katie's live earlier.
oh, that would make sense. And I am going to go do a live with Katie. I just don't know exactly what day. So I will be joining Katie at some point too, guys. Coming
Well,
up.
that'll be fun.
Yeah. I haven't gone over on her channel in a hot minute. So she was asking me if I have some dates free. So I'm going to find some dates that'll work. Ellen says that Joan needs a loaner machine, right? Needs a loaner with the exact. She has a Janome and a jeans machine. Yeah. But you still need one almost identical to the one that's broken, because then that way you don't lose any time or effort and you feel like you're at home.
Yeah, well, having a second backup machine of some descriptions also a good thing. Because like when mine died last year, I still had the Benina
Mm-hmm.
that I was able to switch over to. And, there's a bit of a learning curve because that was usually primarily a quilting machine for me rather than piecing. But I was able to just,
Swap for a
make
little
sure
bit,
the
yeah.
quarter, yeah, I just did my thing to make sure the quarter inch was still a quarter inch because, of course, I was in the middle of, 7 different projects.
Only
Um,
7?
Only, well, might have been more. I figured 7 was a good number. Um, and so there was no way of fixing that. So I just made sure the quarter inch was calibrated. That's the word I'm looking for. And then we just kept on rolling. And then one of my puzzle mystery quilts last year, I actually did on 3 different machines. I did it
Oh
on my
wow.
brother machine, which died. I did it on the Benina for the next few. And then when this machine came in, I just switched over to that again. And I was like, you know what? Let's see. Because in theory, a quarter inch is a quarter inch. If you
Yeah,
calibrate it correctly, it shouldn't matter what machine you use. It should just be all the same. And I was like, you know
correct.
what? We'll do this as a test. We're gonna have a real good time of this. It's going to be 2 machines regardless. Let's make it 3.
Yeah.
And it all fit together perfectly. So
Yeah, that is the key though, calibrating the machine, calibrating your quarter of an inch.
yeah.
Um, I really need to do that with. I'm not really happy with my brother foot. That's a quarter of an inch, so I'm gonna look for a different foot for my brother for my travel, because I'm not really happy with the quarter inch that I'm getting from it, and I think I do need to calibrate it because I don't think I'm getting accuracy. So I can paper piece
Yeah.
on it, but I can't. Um, I don't think I can straight piece. Joan says that she has the Janome and the jeans machine, but she wants her singer. Yeah, I hear ya. I hear you. It's important to have the machine that you're used to and that you love.
Yeah.
Because if you don't love the machine you're sewing with, you're not going to love sewing. Period.
No.
It's not going to happen. Just
Definitely
not going to happen.
Okay.
Somebody messaged me earlier today, and I'm doing a freebie project coming up in February, and I have not set the date and time for that yet. And they were messaging me asking me about that, and I was like, you can always come, hang out in the chat. They're like, well, I don't have my machine set up, and you can just come hang out. You don't have to have your machine set up. You can enjoy quilting without having all your tools. You can live vicariously through us, right?
Yep.
That is the goal. Live vicariously through us. All right. This is how much I've gotten so far. I've gotten 2 of these done.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, it's a lot of small pieces in that, so you're making some good progress.
There's 13 total pieces that go into this one.
So I've gotten these 2 little leg pieces done.
Oh, nice.
And then, yeah.
So we are
as long as everything
progress.
keeps going. Yeah, I am. And it'll all come together in about 20 minutes, 30 minutes if all goes well. So
Okay.
it doesn't look like a whole lot right now, but in a little bit, it'll all come together and
Well, that's all we can hope for, is it coming together in the end.
yeah.
Because that's the important part. All right, now I'm going to get a different strip color because I need a lighter color. Supposedly lighter. I guess I'll go with that one. And then I still have a little bit more of 2 more colors that I can throw into this if I start running out of these fabrics. So we'll sub in whatever I have to, and then if I have to go back to the scraps bin, I'll go back to the scraps bin.
Yep, nothing wrong with that.
We will
Make
make
it your own.
work. Yeah. Because that's what this project is. This is a scraps project for me. Ellen says, I have a Baby Luck and a Bernina. I try to use them equally to stay up to speed with both. But to be honest, I prefer my Baby Luck. There's nothing wrong with that. And I'm not going to be offended that you said that. Ricky might, but that's okay. Ricky will be okay. Ricky will get over it. No. As long as you are happy with the machine you're using, that is the important thing. I honestly don't care what machine I'm using, as long as it's giving me consistent straight stitches and it is, not eating my thread, it's not, jamming up. Like it's doing what a machine should be doing. So as long as it's doing that, I'm not going to complain. And as long as you're happy with your machine, nobody should be complaining about you or telling you you shouldn't be sewing with that machine. You need to sew with a machine that makes you happy.
Yeah, and if they do say that, just don't listen to them.
Yeah, I will say this. My machine sometimes listens to me, and he or she acts up a little bit when I complain. So just keep that in mind. Don't complain about your machine too much. If you like your machine enough, don't complain about it, because they do listen.
They do. Yep.
Because all I have to do sometimes is threaten to go find a hammer, and then my machine stops, misbehaving. Every machine, every computer, everything in my life, I just threaten to go get a hammer. I don't actually ever go get one, but you didn't hear that. Oh, there you go. Ellen says she started with a Baby Luck. I think that's why I know them all. Yeah, and that'll have a lot to do with it. If that's the brand you start with, then why change? Unless you just get fed up with them for some reason. Janet says she just sold her 2 Husqvarna embroidery machines last week. So glad for the extra room. I wish I knew someone to teach me to use my featherweight. There are quite a few quilters out there that use featherweights. I know there's a lot of them here in Casper. I've got several quilters that absolutely love featherweights, and they bring them everywhere with them. There's even a couple of shops that specialize in featherweights in the state of Wyoming. Helen says that she finds her Bernina a bit fussy, and the Bernina is insulted easily. They just want to be used a particular way. That's what it is. As long as you have the Bernina system down, they're fine. You just have to have the Bernina system down.
Yeah, mine's always been good. I've never had any real issues with it. It's always done what I've asked it to do. So I really can't complain.
Yeah, mine always do. It's just sometimes I have to talk to them because now I have had a lemon. I've had more than one lemon machine. And I have sewn through a machine before. I've literally sewn to where gears are melting. So with that being said, usually as long as you're doing things the way that your machine likes them done, then most machines don't have a problem. And sometimes it is a matter of what machine you like that you can talk to the easiest is not the machine that I like and that I talk to the easiest.
Definitely.
And that's just what it comes down to. Hey, Candace, welcome in. She says, hi, Tammy and Sean. Welcome, welcome.
Good evening. I would say if you find a brand you like, stick with it.
Yeah.
In a lot of cases, but if you are looking to switch or see what else is out there, I highly recommend going to a quilt show that has a bunch of dealers there, because it's just, you get to try a whole lot of different different machines in one place. The pricing's always very good. That's what I did last year. Like, my machine died in January, and I was like, you know what? The Mid-Atlantic Quilt Show has just about every manufacturer under the sun. I think the only one they were missing was Juki. And I figured, you know what? I can wait 6 weeks. So I just pulled out the Bernina. I used that for the interim, and then I figured that way I didn't have to make a rush decision. I could do my research, kind of have a short list for when I went to the show, and at one place I could try everything out, and that worked out so nicely for me.
Absolutely. Rena says she's going to log off. She's got a busy day tomorrow. Have a great weekend, everyone. Thank you, Rena.
Well, thanks for popping in.
Have a great day tomorrow, even though it's busy. I hope it is an enjoyable busy. So have a great evening and sleep well.
Yes.
So one of the things that I wanted to do, if I could make it to Road to California this year, is I was going to try out different long arm brands. And big shows are great for something like that too.
Yeah.
Because long armors, there's not as many long arm shops as there are just regular sewing machine and quilting machines or quilt.
Well, they take up so much real estate.
They do. They're huge. One thing that I will always say though is make sure that you have a dealer nearby that you are willing to drive through. That also makes a huge difference in how happy and satisfied you will be with your machine. Because if you don't have someone who can service your machine or help you if you run into a problem, you are going to dislike your machine no matter what brand you get, no matter how happy you were originally, but you will dislike your machine if you don't have a way to get it serviced easily.
Yeah, and that was one thing, like with this machine, that kind of was a sticking point, I guess, for a part of it, is that the dealer that I bought from is in Pennsylvania and I'm in Virginia, so it's like a 6 or 7 hour trip. And
huge.
there's not a FARF, which, but then again, like the nearest FARF dealer to me, I was looking at it before I went to the show, I think is in Wilmington, North Carolina, which is a 4 or 5 hour drive. So there's no one near us. But I was like, you know what? I really like the machine. I love their customer service. I just love the store. It's like, I'll take a chance on this. And I've since found out that a couple of friends of mine own a quilt shop in Williamsburg, which is like 45 minutes away from me. They're actually in the process of training to become certified in FARF and everything else. And I'm like, okay, well, sweet.
Awesome.
Once you're all certified, it'll probably be time for a tune-up. And so, I can be one of your first customers for that. So
Yeah.
it kind of worked out for me because they actually partnered with this store in Pennsylvania. They're working together
Yeah.
to get another dealer down here in Virginia. So it's actually kind of worked out really well for me. That just kind of I was like, you know what, am I going to put it in a box and ship it up there? You know, if it's the best option, yes. But now I don't have to. I can just drop it up there one
That's
weekend, let them play with it for a week, and go up the next weekend and pick it up. So
that is awesome. Yeah,
yeah.
I kind of had the same problem when I moved to Wyoming because I already had Bernina. Laura says that she has two Husqvarna embroidery sewing machines. She bought her first one about 11 years ago and upgraded a couple years ago. She looked at all the brands but had too much invested in the Husqvarna brand. That's kind of where I'm at. If
Hmm.
I were to get Baby Lock at this point, I have no Baby Lock feet. I would have to rely on everything that just comes with a Baby Lock. When I got my brother, that's my travel machine, I don't have any extras. So if it didn't come with the machine, I have to buy it separate. I don't have it already. Everything that I have fits my Berninas. Now it's interchangeable between Bernina machines, which is absolutely chef's kiss. I love that. That I don't have to buy different brand I don't have to have stuff for one machine that doesn't fit another machine. But it's still tough. It's still tough when you've got a lot invested in a brand.
Yeah, definitely.
Janet says she loved her Vikings. She wasn't using them both since she got her Icon. Different people she sold them to were so happy. I sold them for about 500 each. Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Now I will say this. So please do not get panicked. The brand that I sewed through the machine was a Husqvarna. I don't know what the machine went through before I got it. It was a floor model machine that I was gifted from family. But I literally sewed through that machine until it melted and was not repairable. So, I mean, it was a very old machine now, but that was the brand that I sewed through. But I've not yet sewn through a Bernina, and that is actually the brand that if I get bequeathed a sewing machine in my family, it is also a Bernina. That's if it comes to me, it will also be a Bernina. So that plays a little bit into it as well. Sticking with the brand that I've already got anyway. So, I mean, I couldn't buy Bernette, but I could buy any Bernina machine, like actual Bernina machine versus a Bernette, and all of my feet would fit that Bernina.
Actually, the brother feet fit the Burnett too.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, yeah, because I
Yeah,
did have a Bernette at one point, and
yeah,
I think I had a brother embroidery machine at that time. So
yeah.
yeah,
Because when I
that
went
that
last,
makes sense.
yeah, I took my quarter-inch foot off my brother with me to the quilt shop and actually stuck it on a Burnett just to see if it would fit. The lady
Oh,
said
okay.
it should, and I tested it out just to see if it would, and it did. So yeah,
Okay.
that was my experience with it at least.
That's awesome. I do like the fact that the brother feet are snap-on feet.
Yeah.
Um, and so I do like that. Like that's especially for traveling. I like not having to have as much landscape to carry my feet. So like my Bernina feet, I know you know this, Sean, but my Bernina feet are full shank feet. So they're
Oh
like,
yeah, those things are. Yeah.
and of course I just dropped it, but I'm not worried about it because my dog can pick it up and it's 100% metal, and he's not going to be able to destroy it picking it up. So that I do like about the Berninas, but I don't like it for travel. It's just bulky and heavy. Um,
Well, the other thing too, like, there's also a big cost difference between a banana foot. I can buy 4 or 5
mhm.
far feet for the price of one banana. So if Finley does get to one of mine, well, I'll be upset, of course. You know, I'll tell her she's a bad dog, but I wouldn't be as upset as if, if she chews up a $25 foot. I would be if she had chewed up 100, because the
Plus dollar foot,
ruler,
yeah.
I bought a ruler foot. Thankfully, the machine I bought came with a bunch of feet, and the only one I really needed was a ruler foot for the
Yeah.
ruler work and stuff. And even on a show special, that thing was like $115 of tax.
Hmm.
And oh my, yeah,
Yeah.
I was not pleased, but I didn't want to try and buy an off-brand thing off Etsy or eBay or anything else like that because I was like, no, my luck, it's not going to fit or it's going to do some real bad damage to it. So I was just like, you know what? I saved up my money. I waited so the show came along and then I just went
Yeah.
ahead and bought it.
That's the good way to buy Bernina stuff is wait till a show or wait till feet go on sale or something like that. Um, let's see. Laura has two as well. She's
Well, they
going
are.
to trade in. What the? Oh yeah,
Burnette's
the
coming
Harry
out with a
Potter
Harry
machine.
Potter machine.
I would not be surprised.
I want one of
Um,
those.
right now,
I want to go see what that looks like.
I did hear. Oh, there we go. Chris Montour says, "I love a Harry Potter Burnett." Right. Now, I will say this for those of you who do not know already, it was chattered in a Bernina Facebook group that I'm in. I do not know where the story started. I don't know who told who, so you can't hate me for that, okay? So Bernina has the factory in Switzerland, and that's what we're all familiar with because Bernina is a Swiss company. The design and all of that is going to stay in Switzerland. But Bernina founded a factory back in the 1990s in Thailand. And so that's where all of the Burnett's were being made initially. So Bernina was being made in Switzerland and Burnett was being made in Thailand. And through the years, they've slowly transitioned to making more of the Bernina machines actually in Thailand in the Bernina branded facility. They only make Bernina. They don't make any other brands. They just make Bernina, but it is located in Thailand. Bernina is actually in the near future. They are going to close down the Switzerland facility, and every single Bernina will actually be manufactured in Thailand. They're still going to be designed in Switzerland, but they're going to be manufactured in Thailand, which is kind of exciting because it may mean that we get some lower prices on Bernina products too. Let's see. Candace says she's got several brands of machines. She's got Juki, Baby Luck, Janome, and Bernina. Love all. No problems with any of them. See, I love that. I love that.
Yeah, I looked at that Harry Potter machine and I don't want it anymore because it's $2,500. So,
Oh, really?
um,
You've already looked it
yeah,
up? In
yeah, I
Asher to
looked it
Prairie
up.
Time?
It's two thousand four
Oh,
hundred ninety-seven dollars. So, Sean will not be buying a Harry Potter machine. I think it's gonna be a whole lot cheaper for me to just buy some Harry Potter stickers and slap it on the back of the machine and call it the Sean Special Harry Potter version. So there
oh,
you
that's
go.
fair.
So
That's
if
fair.
someone wants to
Okay.
if someone wants to gift it to me, please email me at theguywhosews@gmail.com and I'll send you my shipping address. Um, I don't think that's going to be appearing on my doorstep anytime soon, but that's okay.
Speaking of the foot that I dropped, um, he has brought it to me. I did not have to ask for it until he was just sitting there hanging out with it. I'm like, you're not gonna hang out with the foot. Chris is saying, "Ouch" at the price, and Ellen has apparently heard that about the Bernina factory. Yeah. So yeah, my foot has a little bit of slobber on it now, but everything is perfectly fine.
Well, I think in a lot of ways it makes sense to do it that way because all the, like, even if it was assembled in Switzerland, like all the manufacturing parts and that sort of thing, all the sources like for the different materials are over there.
Yeah,
So I
a
think
lot
it's
of it is now. Yeah.
yeah, like they probably shipped the machine like all the and see now you've got me into supply chain, which is basically what I do in logistics, which is basically what I do for a living.
I was wondering if that
So
was going to trigger that.
yeah, you triggered it. You got me onto it. So all the machinery that actually makes these things would be designed in Germany or Switzerland and that sort of thing now. and they would have shipped it out to the manufacturing plants in Thailand and that sort of thing there. I can almost guarantee you of that.
Yeah.
Because a lot of manufacturing machinery that even comes into North America is designed and built in Germany, Austria, Switzerland, that sort of thing there, and then put in a container shipping over to the US. It comes. So
Yeah.
I can see them doing the exact same thing for this. So would it be the same as manufacturing in Switzerland? I think it's going to be very close. As long as they have the quality checks and everything else, I don't see it would be a whole lot of difference.
Well, Bernina's been making that move for so long now. It's been a slow, gradual move. I don't.
Yeah,
This is not a lightly made decision. This is something that they've been working towards, and it's likely been a
yeah,
target to get to this point. Once they can prove to themselves that they are going to keep that quality going. I want to say hi to Linda. Welcome in, Linda Parsons.
good
Say
evening.
hello, everybody. Glad you're here. Ellen says about that Harry Potter price on the machine. She's like, I thought it'd be more than that, right?
Yeah,
It is. It is Bernina. So,
there
ooh,
was a Burnett, which is their cheaper line, isn't it?
yeah, yeah, it is still cheaper than what a Bernina would be. Janet says for the machines that she sold, apparently the ladies insisted on paying something. She threw in everything to start with, even some Anita Good designs. Those are good designs. I agree. And Laura was saying as well, she loves Anita Good designs. Anita Good Design puts out quality embroidery designs. So yes, them, OESD, and Urban Threads are kind of the three big ones in my embroidery design libraries as to who I have. Joan says that they can keep Bernina can keep that Burnett for the Harry Potter for that price. She thought 800 was a lot for her Singer 5 years ago, so she won't be. She guesses she won't be getting the Harry Potter one.
No,
Yeah,
as I said, it'll be nice. But I don't need it that badly.
no, it's a collector's item. It's a collector's item. You pay
Yeah.
extra for collector's items.
So I can buy a bunch of Harry Potter stickers from a store for $10, and decorate any machine I have. So,
Ooh. I bought a couple of
and
stickers too at the quilt shop. I'm thinking
yeah,
about all this.
I've got a bunch of the Art East stickers, like all the Halloweenies things. I just
Oh,
gotta I've had them for a while. I have to sit there and think about where I want to put them. I'm crazy like that. Like
oh
one
yeah.
of these days it'll go on the machine, but I like to think about it because I only want to put it on there once. So
Right. I
one
am.
day you'll one day you'll come in and you'll see it's a new sticker on there.
Well, I haven't put any stickers on Ricky yet, but I am definitely. I've got stickers um, on Beauty. Some of them are not quite appropriate for YouTube. Um, I can let you guys read them, but I can't tell you the words that are on them. And that's just me and my personality, and I don't want to offend anybody with them. So if I get to start sewing on Beauty again versus just quilting with her, and you guys see some of the stickers that I've added to her, I apologize in advance. I will just go ahead and apologize in advance if you are easily offended. Um, they're not, they're not crude or anything like that, but they're not safe for work. I would say a little bit.
Gotcha. I'm not easily offended. I worked in a rail yard of a bunch of guys for 10 years, so
Oh yeah.
um, there's nothing that you can say to me right now that I haven't heard before.
I think one of my favorite ones that's on there is safe. I can say it. It says, "Underestimate me. That'll be fun." I frequently underestimate myself, so it's more of a reminder to me to not underestimate. I can't talk. Underestimate myself. Ellen says she's not going to tell what she paid for her Destiny or her Bernina 770 QE. Tula machine. Oh, yeah. The Tula version was more expensive than the one that I've got.
Yeah,
This,
but the Boninas are known to be a higher price point thing. I was a little surprised at the Burnett 'cause I think in the past, like what is it, the B77 or 79? I mean, they top at about
mhm.
13, 14, $1,500. So when I saw it was 25, I was a little surprised. I really was. I figured it was going to be between the, $1,000 and $1,500 mark. So yeah, when I
Yeah,
saw the 24.97, I was, a little bit shocked. If it was a Bonina, I wouldn't have blinked twice.
yeah,
Um,
that's understandable. Joan saying
oh, there
she
you
could
go.
go to my
You
retreat
go
for
to
that
your treat.
price.
Yeah.
And that includes the 14 hours driving and the hotels there and back, right?
Yeah.
See, my retreat's more important than that machine, right? I
I
think we
know. I
both
mean, that
agree.
if I had to choose, I think I'd come out to the retreat too, to be honest.
Oh, yay! Yes. And Ellen's like, you could probably fly, Joan. Yeah, absolutely. That would probably even be like first class tickets too.
I know. What is a first class ticket from here?
Oh,
Let's see.
well, I will
When are we
say
going?
when you go from Denver to Casper, there's no such thing as first class in
I know.
to my
When's
knowledge.
when's the retreat?
September 9th through the 13th this year.
Okay.
So fly
We
in
got
on the 9th and then fly out on the 13th.
okay, we got to see how much it costs. I'm just curious now. Okay, so cattle class is 400. Oh, it's not that bad. $497.
Okay.
Let's see what it's going to cost me for something a little more comfortable. Where is it? First class. Ooh, no, thank you. $1,363 for first class. Yeah, I'll be
Ooh.
all right.
Yeah, no, I can't afford that either. Just get the
They
bulkhead.
fly. United flies to Denver, Norfolk. I had no idea.
Well, yeah, you have to fly United into Casper. It's operated by
Right.
SkyWest, but
Yeah, but I didn't realize our airport had a direct flight to, like a non-stop flight to Denver. That's what
ooh,
surprised me. I figured we'd have to go to Washington or Chicago
that's
first.
cool. That's very
Yeah.
cool.
So, but yeah, I can't afford first class. What's premium economy going to cost me?
Ellen's laughing at your
Nothing.
pricing. Yeah. And Chris is saying, just think of all the fabric you can buy with that money, right? You can buy a lot of fabric for that money. You could even buy
Yeah.
some Tula yardage. Now, I wouldn't go for the discontinued stuff because that might still cost more than the retreat and the flight.
Yeah. Okay. So it's not as much as I thought. Like $550 is what
Oh,
it cost me to get out there. But
that's not bad.
no, it's not as bad as I thought it would be, to be honest. But I don't, I don't think it's going to be a practical option, unfortunately.
That's okay.
There was no business class. I looked at that. There wasn't a premium economy option either. Because I'm 6'5", so I like to, a lot of times I will fly premium economy, especially when I fly to Australia.
Yeah.
I cannot sit in the back. Well, I've done it, but I'm getting to the age where I do not really think it's a smart idea for me to sit in the back of the plane with, with
You
this much leg room. So for 16 hours. So
no, that is far too long to be sitting out like that for
it's miserable.
anybody. No
Yeah.
matter your height. Now I flew. I will say the smallest seats that I got into on the flight to and from San Francisco was when they put us in the back of the plane. They put me on the side with a wall right behind me, which means you also can't lean your seat back. And I think those
Yeah.
were the smallest seats we ended up in. Um, so when we have
Yeah.
to go back in May, I'm going to see what they can do about not putting us in those seats. Yeah, extra legroom, right? Um, we've
Just
been,
pay the extra $20 or whatever it is and select your seats.
yeah. Well,
That's my advice, because if you don't, they're going to shove you in those bad
well,
seats. Just
We didn't get to book our own seats. This is booked by, the government, so that
Yeah.
also helps.
Oh,
Um,
okay. Yeah, LSA and Sydney emergency exit. I do every chance I get. If I can get an emergency exit seat, I will grab that with both hands. I'll even get to the point where I'm listening when the flight attendants come up and they start talking to the people in the emergency exit. I always listen to see if they can understand English and everything else because there's been more than once where the people don't aren't suitable, like aren't qualified to sit in that exit row. And when they start looking for volunteers, my hand's already in the air. So I've actually gotten exit row a couple of times just by being very intuitive and ready to go if something goes wrong with someone else.
Right.
So yeah, I'm with Joan. I tend to just prefer to drive um,
Yeah.
whenever possible. Now I can't drive to Australia. They have not completed the Sydney to Los Angeles tunnel yet. They haven't started construction. Um, but yeah, no. If I don't have to fly, I won't. So
Right.
just unless you can
Uh,
afford the front seat,
yeah.
it's just miserable. So
Yeah. Laura says that her husband is 6'5" and son is 6'8". They try to get an exit row or just pay extra for a seat with leg room. Yeah.
yeah, domestically it's fine, but yeah, unfortunately the extra leg room for Trans-Pacific, the difference can be in the thousands.
Oh
So
yeah. I bet.
I've actually looked into different options, and one option that I may actually take advantage of if the price is right, is actually flying via Japan because it seems like the Japanese airlines actually give regular economy customers more leg room than even some premium economy options. So it might add 4 or 5 hours to my travel experience, but if
Ooh.
it makes a better travel experience, hanging
Yeah.
out in Japan for a few hours, why not?
There you go. My my flights this year will still be with Paladin, and then if I have to fly next year, I may actually have. I'm looking at my at Paladin's replacement, so he'll be in training for 2 years as well. So he won't initially be flying with me, but if I have to fly after I get my Paladin's replacement, instead of a 62-pound dog at max, we will be looking at a 120-pound dog. So it'll
Hmm.
be significantly more important to get bulkhead seating. I can't
Yeah.
sit in an exit row with a service dog, but I can
No.
do I can do bulkhead seating usually. There's one airline that doesn't let you sit in bulkhead with a service dog, which doesn't make any sense. um, oh, Ellen says it would take her 30 and a half hours to drive. She'll fly. Thank you. That is a long drive. It's pretty, but it is definitely a long drive. That involves a few extra days off of work and everything else.
I don't
And
know, 30 hours, I think I'd, I'd still consider that.
yeah. Janet says 20 years in the Air Force. She's tired of flying. She drives everywhere or she doesn't go. Yeah. And that's fair. Um, Now with, going to San Francisco, they didn't give us the option to drive. It was automatically that we had to fly
Yeah,
because they weren't going to pay for the hotel rooms and all of that. But it's the government paying for it, so
right.
it was an
So,
experience.
we'll see what happens.
Yep.
But I don't have any plans to go anywhere anytime soon anyway, so it doesn't matter.
See, that's the beauty of virtual retreats too. You can attend with
Yeah.
and stay in your pajamas, and nobody will judge you for it. I
Well,
love
the only
virtual
I like
retreats.
the virtual retreats too because I don't have to pack anything up and drag it anywhere. Like all I have to do is like turn my camera on and say hi to everybody and
Oh yeah.
go about my day. So, yeah, I don't know that I'll make it to your next virtual one because you
Yeah.
said it's the last weekend in February. That
It
is
is.
Mid-Atlantic Quilt Show weekend. So
Ah.
I'll
Yeah.
probably be in Hampton most of the day.
Okay. Well, that'll be lots of fun. Joan says she's got to go and hit the sack. Early day tomorrow. It's been fun. Absolutely, Joan. Pet some fabric before you go to bed. And she says,
Yep.
stay safe and warm. Good night. Thank you, Joan. Have a great night.
Yeah, see, whereas I'm the crazy one that's up, you'll be up until midnight tonight with you, and then got to go to bed for a few hours and then get up and do my own live at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. So,
Well, I have that same problem. I've been joining William on Monday nights, and he gets off at 11 o'clock at night his time. Well, that's midnight my time. But that
Yeah.
is like 2 a.m. Jess's time from Jess,
Hmm.
So Blessed by Jess.
I know.
I
Yeah,
don't,
she's a trooper.
I do not know how she does it. I cannot stay up that late. I am struggling at midnight. I
Well,
am
what was it?
definitely. Hmm?
I'm just thinking, like, what was it? A month or so ago, I had 3 lives in the space of 24 hours because I think I did my 8 a.m. Saturday live with whoever my guest was that day.
Yeah.
And then I had a live with you from 10 to midnight. And then I was up at 4 o'clock in the morning to pick up the kids. And then I recorded my podcast.
Oh,
And then
that's
I was live
right.
with Katie at 8 o'clock the next morning.
That was in December, wasn't it?
Yeah, beginning of December.
Yeah. That was a crazy week.
Yeah,
That was a very, very crazy week.
yeah.
I've got a lot coming up in February and March here. So I'm gonna have to start picking up the pace and oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, so now it's starting to start rocking together really quickly.
Yeah. I'm just peeling papers off the back of mine too. So they'll be done in no time. I'm not gonna
That's
assemble them together tonight.
Yeah, I really want to try that method that people are showing now where you sew next to the line or whatever it
Oh
is so you don't
yeah.
have to rip the papers out.
Yeah.
I would have liked to have done that with Toasty, but I was already like I shifted away in and I'm like, you know what, if I try and do this now, it's gonna goof up. So
That's fair. Yeah, don't change methods mid project.
no, I thought that was just a recipe for disaster.
Now I do the sew next to the line when it's freezer paper, but this is printer paper and I printed it knowing I wanted to just sew through it. Sometimes it's easier to just go ahead and sew through. The sewing next to can become a little bit more complicated if you don't have a good way to attach the paper product to your fabric. So like freezer paper
Okay.
works fantastic for it, but like regular printer paper doesn't really work fantastic for it. You can still do it. Um, use if you I don't know what kind of pens you use, but if you use the flat pens, like the flower head pens, for example, do you know what I'm talking about?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
That will make it a little bit easier if you're going to just use if you're going to use regular paper for whatever you're going to do this sew next to.
Oh, okay, so it sounds more complicated than what I thought, because yeah, like the Instagram reel or whatever I saw, it just like, oh, here's the easy way of doing this, and oh.
Well, on freezer paper, it's fantastic. It's super easy because
Oh,
every
freezer paper.
yeah, so every time you fold it, you're gonna iron it down, or you're gonna iron your new piece, and it's gonna kind of attach itself to the paper. Um, some people are doing the attachment with like to sew on the next to the line. They're using glue, and while it's not a horrible idea, when you go to put your iron on glue, and if you're like me and you like to press everything really, really flat, that glue
Yeah.
is going to harden. And um, even if it's the washable glue, sometimes it doesn't really wash out. So
Okay.
I don't like the risk factor on that for me.
Okay.
It's just too risky in my brain. I mean,
Gotcha. I'll have
other
to do
people,
some more research on this before I give it a shot. So,
yeah. I mean, you can always now you can take freezer paper, and if you're wanting to do it with the sew on the next to the line, every page that you're going to do, cut your freezer paper to 8.5 by 11, load it into your printer, and print it. Copy your page onto your freezer paper. So
does it
copy
not
onto the
curl up and jam? Because like the freezer paper I have, it
yeah.
curls something awful.
It
So,
well it curl. I mean, you can. It's not that bad. It's really not that bad.
okay.
So like I'm trying to think of what project I did it with. Mm. I'm doing it with stars for a Quilt of Valor project.
Okay.
So it curls up a little bit, but all I did was just lay it flat and put a ruler on top of it to keep it flat. And then once it goes through the printer, it flattened out a little bit more. And even though it tries to curl up a little bit, you're putting a hot iron on it and it's going to flatten
Yeah.
back out as soon as you put
I
the
was
hot
just worried
iron
about
on
it
it.
jamming up in the printer as it was trying to go through the printer.
No, I don't remember if I copied one page at a time or if because I was doing multiple copies of the same thing.
Okay.
Um, but I think if I remember correctly, I just put the whole stack in there. I had like 10 pages I was copying, or 10
Okay.
copies I wanted to make, and I think I just put all 10 pages in there. And I
Mm,
took all the
okay.
other paper out so it didn't accidentally print on regular paper. Um, and just making sure that you're feeding it in the right way so that it prints on the non-glossy side. That's the hardest thing I had, is I just had to make sure which direction I needed to put it into my printer for.
Right.
um, and I don't think laser works as well because laser doesn't set the same way like inkjet does.
Well, I think you can melt it,
Mm-hmm.
because the laser is actually so hot. Yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
one of those things that you have to use an inkjet.
Yeah, I would
Um,
recommend an inkjet for it.
yeah, that part I do know.
Yeah, I didn't have any problems printing on it though. I mean, I took a little bit of time and made sure that, I was putting it in there as flat as I could.
Yeah,
And I mean, after it came out of the printer, it still curled a little bit, but it wasn't, you know, it's as soon as I cut apart what I need and, iron fabric to it, it is flat as a board.
yeah,
So,
yeah. I
but,
use the freezer paper for my FP. Like for Toasty, I've been using freezer paper,
hmm.
um, pretty much exclusively, and I actually was preparing for tomorrow's live.
Oh, those look good.
And so like I just like I cut out like I trace out the each
Yeah.
piece. I then do a 1/4 inch around it, and then I just cut out the fabric. And I find um, I've come up short a whole lot less,
Oh, good.
and I'm also avoiding a lot of waste because I can kind of put the same pieces together and everything else. So using freezer paper for Toasty has been an absolute game changer
Ooh,
for me.
I could do that with Starry Night when I get that. When I
Yeah,
get
for
to
any
it.
FPP project,
Yeah.
if you're like me and you're worried that you're going to run out of fabric, or you just like there's a lot of seasoned FPP people out there like
Mm-hmm.
Donna at Handmade by Ying is a wonderful example. She can just eyeball it,
Yeah.
but she's done so many of those projects. I think you get to a point where you can just eyeball it and you do just fine and dandy. But I think if you're just starting out and you want a crutch or a training wheel or something like that, freezer paper's easy. You can go to the store and buy a big old roll of it for
Yeah.
like $3 or $4. It'll
It's
last you
like super
forever.
cheap.
Um,
Yeah.
you know, or you can go, you know, whatever. So it's a good option, and it's been working beautifully for me. I mean, I just put it over the piece of paper. I just trace it out and um, then iron it on, and then it peels straight off. Like once you're ready to get rid of it, you
Mm-hmm.
just peel it off. I've never seen any residue on it, and I've
No.
used it on batiks. I've used it on cotton. I've used it on the Kona Sheen,
Yeah.
without any issues as well. So if you're worried about that, I mean, can I guarantee it? No, but I'd be very surprised if you have any issues. Now, if you're using it on silk or rayon or something like that,
Mm. We might
maybe you
have to
might have some
test that.
problems. But
Yeah.
anything that you go to quilt with, I don't think you're gonna have any real issues with it because yeah, today I did it on batiks, sheen,
Yeah.
regular cotton. So I tried all three without any problems.
Yeah,
So
the temperature rings pattern that I'm doing, all of my template pieces I've got in freezer paper because that's the easier way to do it.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, it takes
Um,
long. It does take longer.
it does. It
But
does. Oh,
I think overall for me it makes sense. So
Chris says, my eyes are telling me no more today. Good night, you guys. Good night, Chris. Thank you so
I
much
know
for
I
being
won't be far
here.
behind you. Don't worry.
Yeah, we're not far behind. I'll go ahead and show what I've got done. This is 2. I've got to have a total of 8 of these, so it's going to be 4 levels high. So as many
Oh,
of
very
these as I
nice.
can duplicate, I'm going to duplicate. So I'm not assembling them until they're all done.
Let's see. And this is the
Oh, that's
flamingo.
fantastic. I love it.
Yeah. And so we've got that,
I
and
love it.
then we've got a few minutes left, so we might be able to attach the hedgehogs to the top.
Ooh. Yeah, because you said you already got those done. That was fantastic.
Yeah, we did that um, last week.
Okay.
These are the hedgehogs right here.
Oh, that's so adorable. I love those fabrics for it too.
Yeah, they did a
They
really
are
good job with that.
cute.
It's I can pull up what line it is in a that sort of thing there in
This
a
one was,
minute.
it was Tula Pink, right?
Yeah, this is all Tula Pink.
Okay.
I mean, I wanted to do this so long anyway, but I ended up buying the kit from Art East because I'd never worked with Tula and I thought this would be a good way for me to give it a go. And I didn't feel like trying to go to 8 or 9 different stores to try and find all the fabric. I figured I'd just let them do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Laura says the
I mean,
flamingo is awesome and she loves hedgehogs. And Janet is saying wonderful.
yeah, because I don't
I,
think we have hedgehogs here in North America, do we?
mm, I will look. I have a phone,
Yeah,
like a
because one of my alumni exchange students, as I like to call them, from Poland, she actually has hedgehogs that come up to her like parents' patio door, looking for cat food.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, like she'll send us pictures of the hedgehogs that come up.
They are not native to North America. They are native to
Okay,
Europe, Asia, and Africa.
gotcha.
There's
Okay,
17 species, and the African pygmy is a popular pet. And they eat insects, and while they can be solitary, they can also form bonds with humans with patience. That is very cool.
yeah.
Laura is asking, what is the name of the kit? She's sorry, she probably missed it. Nah, you don't
It
know.
is called the Mad Quilt Party. It was a so long by Art is Quilting Co. It was back in 2023, 24. So yeah, I'm a
Okay.
little behind. Um, I think there's a new version of it out with a new fabric line. Let me see now.
Looks like Fat Quarter Shop has a pattern for 64. Same on Etsy. Fabric. No, that's not a kit. I'm looking to see if I can find it for you guys.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
curious too.
it looks like most of the full pattern places have just the just the pattern. They do not have the
The
kit.
kit. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't think he's doing the kit right now. They're redoing the So Place Like Home, which is the Wizard of Oz inspired. So long. It's been hosted by Adam Soes, which is a lot of fun. That was a really fun project. I did it originally back in when they did it. Well, again, I was a year late, but whatever.
Yeah.
So I think once this one finishes, it wouldn't surprise me in 6 months, 12 months from now if they redo the So Place Like Home with a new tool line would be my best guess. So if this project interests you, I think you can still buy the pattern,
Yeah, you can
but if
definitely
you
buy the
wanted to do the
pattern.
yeah,
Yeah.
but if you want to do the kit, my suggestion is just wait. I think by the end of 2026 is just my best guess. And who knows? I can always ask John when
Yeah.
I talk to him next because I will have him on my live end of February.
Ooh.
So, maybe we can ask him if that's something that they're planning on. Maybe we can get some inside scoop. He may not tell us, but we can always ask, right? So someone's going to have
Yeah.
to remind me because I'll forget between now, here and there.
All
So
right. So Laura, you got to remind him.
you got
Coming
to
up to
remind
the
me because,
end of February.
yeah. But it wouldn't surprise me. Like I see him bring out the different so longs in the past. They bring a year or two later they bring them out again, so that way the people that missed it have another opportunity to do it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
based on what I've
Absolutely.
seen, educated guess would to me would say yeah, I think by the end of 2026 there's a better than average chance that they'll have a new kit with a new tool line So it looks a little different to what I've done. But if it's something you're interested, yeah, keep an eye out for it. And when it comes out, jump on board. It's a fun project, a lot of cutting. I will
Yeah.
warn you of that. But you do each block one at a time, so it's not too bad.
Yeah, if you do it like a block of the month, projects like
Yeah,
that, the Elizabeth Hartman kit that project that we did, the Fab Farm, all of that, it works really great as block of the month because then it's not ever overwhelming.
it is. Yeah,
You're
and
just
then
doing that one section each month.
yeah, and the cutting instructions that he provides are really good. He does diagrams for the fabric on how the best way to cut it. And that works out really well. I was stubborn for a long time. I didn't follow that, to try and do it my own way, but I've kind of come around and just do it the way he says, and it's just so much easier. So follow those instructions.
Hi,
Don't be like me.
Hi, Candace. She says she'll be watching the replay. She was preparing for a class tomorrow and forgot to jump on. That is okay. I cannot tell you how many times I have done similar. Oh, that is so gorgeous.
So
That's just so pretty. So
it is. It's,
pretty.
it's a fun project. It really is. So
Laura says that she can wait. She's sure she can keep herself busy this year. Yeah, you've got
yeah.
a lot of projects to catch up on. You are welcome
Well,
to
I'm
come to
trying
the
to get these
retreat too.
done too because the new solo along for Art East, which is based on Peter Pan, second start of the right starts April 1st.
Ooh.
Traditionally, they've started these in October. This year, they decided to delay it, which I am so thankful for. So my goal is to get the quilt top done for this one and the 100 Acre Woods, which was last year's solo along,
Mm-hmm.
done before the new one starts. And that way, I'll have a better chance of staying caught up. Will I stay
Hey,
caught up? No.
I still
I,
have 4 Fab Farm baby quilts to quilt, so I'm not caught up.
I haven't
There's,
quilted mine yet either. I do want to quilt more stuff this year. I want to get um the pile down. I want a net loss.
mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that I want to sew X amount of quilts. That's kind of not a smart move for me. I just want to say that I want to have less projects and less quilt tops at the end of 2026 than when I started, because I know I'm going to find new shiny stuff to start.
Well, thank you, Sylvia. She says that a sweet, beautiful quilt blog. I think Sean's done a fantastic job with it. He has done so fantastic. I
Thank
think
you.
I think my blocks will go really well with what I've put together
I do. I'm looking forward to
already.
seeing that all come together. I really am. That'll
Uh,
be
and
fun.
it's really, really scrappy, which is not my forte. Just is not. But like, the none of this is from the same line or same fabrics or anything. So, but both of these are going to be in the same in the same quilt. So I think it will look okay by the time it's all said and done. So at some point I will work on more of these. I only have 6 more to go.
There you go.
Only 6. Thankfully,
Uh,
all of the blocks so far have seemed to be about the same size, so it's not a big shift or anything.
well, that's
I've got
good.
I've got planning to do this weekend. I've got another trip to make in the morning to go see a friend, and then I finally I get to come back home and quilt and work. Oh,
Yeah, I'm gonna take the kids to a party tomorrow and drop them off. But other than that, I think I actually get to spend the day at home. So
oh, that's nice. I really wanted to spend the day at home, but they're like, well, you can reschedule. I'm like, no, 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 no. You don't understand. I do not have another day to do more traveling later on this month. I need to do it tomorrow if I'm going to travel. Like looking at my calendar, I was like, do I really have the time? Tomorrow? Yes, I do. That was it.
yep.
Oh,
All right, let's get this on.
I think I'm traveled out for a while. I think my dog is also traveled out. He's over here sleeping and growling in his sleep, so I think he's thoroughly done with traveling for a hot minute at least.
So where is Candace located? She says it's already midnight here. So are you in Atlantic time zone, or are you saying that it's midnight, like because it's like 7 minutes before on the East Coast?
Yeah, she's probably East Coast, I bet. I
Okay, because
I
like
think she's East
Atlantic,
Coast.
New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, and that's an hour ahead of us, so it's almost
Oh,
1 a.m. there.
gotcha.
Newfoundland's an hour and a half ahead of us, so yeah, I was just curious there.
Yeah, I steal Sean once a month to come do the 10 p.m. to midnight shift
Yeah.
in his time
Well,
zone.
yeah, and that's fine. I mean, we've talked about that, and
Yeah.
I like doing it, even though it's not my favorite time of the day, because a lot of my viewers from the West Coast and California and that are not going to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I know I
Mm-mm.
wouldn't. There's very few people I'll get up in that time frame in the morning, so I don't blame them for not getting up that early. So this gives them a chance to come over and hang out with you and I together,
Mm-hmm.
and see me live as well, and not have to watch the replay
I love
as
it.
as well. So,
She,
East Kentucky.
yeah, East
Okay.
Kentucky, yeah.
Beautiful spot. I got to visit Kentucky in the summer of 24. Loved my time out there. I spent most of it in Louisville. But yeah,
Yeah.
Kentucky is a beautiful spot. If you ever get a chance to go out there, definitely go take a look.
Yes, absolutely. Sylvia says it's funny when dogs do that. It is. He was dreaming hard. So we took him to the dog park, and so everywhere I go, when I go, oh, you got it! Yay! I love it.
Yep,
That is awesome. That's such a cute block.
it
I,
is, and it'll go. It's on the side.
is that one on the right side? And then the other one goes the other way on the left side?
Yeah, this will be on the left side. It'll be next to the Mad Hatter with the
Okay.
teacups on top. I'm looking to see where it's all going. Yeah, and it's like on the bottom left and the bottom right, these will be basically they're going to
Okay.
be standing right above it, a couple of mushrooms and that. So yeah, give me a
Oh,
couple more weeks and we should hopefully have this whole thing put together. We're getting very
awesome.
close. I mean,
Yes.
all I really have to do now is do the painting the roses red, which will take a little while because there's a lot of small
Yeah,
pieces with
there
that.
is.
And then after that, it's just I've got to cut like 4 or 5 more pieces of background fabric for this, and then it's just putting all the blocks together. So we are getting very close to the end of this project, which is good, and I'm also a little sad. I always get
Well,
sad when I get to the end of these
well,
because
you just have to find out which next project you're going to work on.
the 100 Acre Woods, I already know what
Oh.
the next projects I've got to work
Okay.
on because I'm up to the last block on that as
Oh,
well. So,
gotcha, gotcha. Candace says she's
but I
just
still have
40
to do
minutes.
hand embroidery on that too. So I
Oh,
need to get I need to get
yeah.
stuck into that. I need to take it to the office with me and do that during my lunch hour.
That's a fair way to do it. I did a lot of
Yeah.
handwork on one project,
I
hanging
did that.
out
Yeah.
at work.
I had to travel for work a few months ago and we had a morning meeting and I showed up like 30, 45 minutes early. And so I just whipped out one of the blocks and just started hand stitching it there while we were waiting for the meeting to start.
Oh, I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
I
Welcome
mean, I was there
in,
early. I
Linda.
mean, I wasn't ignoring anybody. So it was
No.
like, you know what? And it was a good conversation starter because they're like, what are you doing? I'm like, what's it look like?
I love that. I love that. Welcome in, Linda. Glad you're here. We are actually about to sign off, so you'll be able to catch the replay. Candace says she's just 40 minutes south of Louisville. That is
Hmm.
fantastic. I actually, a former mother-in-law of mine lives in Jeffersonville, Indiana, which is just across the river from Louisville. So I visited Louisville quite a few times.
Yeah, I think
love that
I went there. I
area.
think I walked across the bridge
Mm-hmm.
to go to that. Yeah, and we went to a couple of not quilt shops, yarn stores there, and then had lunch there at one of these little local cafes. It was a really nice little place to get a spot to eat. But it was kind of neat being able to walk from
Yeah,
one state to another across the river.
it is.
Um,
It is. We've got a good question in the chat, real quick. Candace is asking, give me a good recommendation for a small pointy tip iron. She's got a project that requires all seams ironed open. So I don't have a small iron. Well, I do. I have the mini Oliso, but
mhm.
I also have my regular Oliso iron. And the pointy tip is not super pointy, like it's not crazy sharp of a point, but it is good enough. what I do when I press seams open, because I press almost every seam open. Paper piecing is different, but most of the time I do press my seams open. What I do is I take my finger and get it started, and then I can usually use this iron because it's hot enough to go down the rest of the seam and press it the rest of the way open. You can also take I don't know where mine are at the moment, but there's actually tools too that you can kind of use instead of your fingernail to kind of scrape that seam open and then press it with your iron. That's kind of how I do mine. What do you do for yours, Sean?
Okay, so yeah, great question. I have a couple different options. The Mini Eliso is fantastic. It's my primary small iron. I don't have a big iron. I have no need for a big iron because if I want to do anything large enough that needs a big iron, I just use the steam press. It's back there. So I just use mini irons. I've got the Eliso. It's wonderful. I love that it has the nice little
Oh yeah, the
spotlight.
newer one has that
Yeah,
light. Yeah, I love
it's
it.
one of those features that you don't realize that you want until
Until
you
you
actually
have
have
it.
it.
Yeah, I
They come in
love
all
that
different
part of it.
colors. So that's an option. They are about 60 to $70, I think, for a mini Oliso. I've had mine since June, and it's worked out beautifully. Full disclosure, mine was given to me by the Oliso company. So, but I would not say it's something I recommend unless it's something I actually enjoy and use myself, which I use every day. Another option, if you're looking for something a little less expensive, is the Steam Fast irons. There's two different models that you can purchase.
Oh
There's this
yeah.
one here, and then there's another one, which, where are you? Come here. This one here. They both work very, very similar. This one would have the pointier edge more so than this one.
Okay.
These are about 15 or $20. You can buy them at different retails. I bought both of mine from Walmart.
Okay.
They're a great backup iron. They're a great travel iron, and that sort of thing there as well. And they do work quite nicely as well. And then the other thing I would recommend if your pressing seams open and you want it to be flat, is an Acorn pressing pen.
Yes.
These things are worth every penny. I think the pen itself might be 15 or $20. This fluid that you purchase to refill it is here. I think this is about 15 or $20. I've been using this now for about 6 months and I've used this much.
Yeah, it doesn't take a lot, and that thing
Yeah,
is
this
fantastic.
this will last you. This will last you forever. So that was always like one of my concerns. Was like, how much money will I get us me forking out using this stuff? The answer is very little. Yeah, you might spend 30 or $40 to get yourself set up, but it will last you a very, very long time if you're just using it for the easy press. Now, if you put it into this and spray starch everything, then yeah, this is
Yeah,
gonna
it's
suck
gonna
down.
go through yeah, like crazy.
You
Yeah.
got to spend a lot of money. But if you're just doing the seams, which is what I do, the fluid will last you forever. It'll probably
Um,
go stale before I finish it.
I do have the Acorn Easy Press pen, but I don't have the solution. I want to say, I don't remember what I did. I originally had regular starch in my Acorn Easy Press pen, but regular starch will mold after a while, and that's what
Hmm.
happened to my original Easy Press pen. So I do have another one, but I have not broken it out yet. I do love that. Welcome in, Giovanna, by the way. And so the tool that I was thinking of, and I don't know what it's called. I went looking. It's not exactly a seam pressing tool. That's not what it's marketed as, but I don't remember what it's marketed as. It's kind of like bone, or it's plastic, but it kind of feels like bone. And
Okay.
it's just something that you can use instead of your fingernail, and you can scrape on the fabric and help press things open. Hey Pam, welcome in. She says good evening to you and Sean and all the chatterers. Welcome, welcome. So we are actually going to call it a night. Sean and I have both been up for very long hours today. He's been
And
up
get yourself a
longer.
good clapper too if you can get
There
your
you
hands on
go.
one of the.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
clappers are
Clappers will work.
fantastic.
Um, Candace says the Acorn pen, she'll Amazon that. Absolutely.
Oh,
Um,
definitely. Yeah.
and for the Oliso, Mini Oliso Pro, you are looking for the M3 if you want that light. And I haven't seen it less than I haven't seen it any more expensive than $100. So do not spend more than $100 on one of those if you were looking at that.
You you talk about the mini one?
Yeah, the Mini Oliso Pro.
I think
I
they're only
have,
like 70 or something.
yeah, 70, maybe 80, but it's never more than 100. So do not, if somebody's offering it for more than $100, do not buy it that price.
Yeah,
It
apparently
will be
Michaels
cheaper
has got it
somewhere
for
else.
59.99.
Okay.
QVC's 59. Oliso itself is saying 60.
Okay.
There's some other places charging 87.50, 85. Yes, I
Yeah.
mean 60 to I'd say 60 to 70. I wouldn't,
Yeah.
wait for a sale or something like that.
The M3, she says the M3, okay. Yeah, the M3 Pro is the one with the light on it, and that's the same one that
Oh,
I
that's the more
have.
expensive one. Okay.
Um, and it is, okay, the tool is called a bone folder. Okay, so this tool that I have is a bone folder. And it works great for scraping those seams open if you need that. My mini Oliso is in my travel case. So I have my big one over here, but I have my mini in the travel case. And I press so many seams open. It is absolutely worth having it. Laura says she likes the Gypsy quilter pressing bar. It helps to press seams open and acts as a clapper too. See, I did not know about that. I do not have a clapper yet. That is on my wish list. So if somebody wants to
Yeah.
gift me a clapper, I will not mind. You're more than welcome to. I
No,
usually
they're
do.
definitely good.
Yeah, I usually do about like 6-inch blocks. So like 6-inch would be fine. 12 would be fantastic, but that's going to be big and heavy. So 6-inch or smaller would be fine for me. Just saying, you guys. All right, well, we are going to go ahead and get off of here, guys. I will be back Sunday night at 8 p.m. Mountain Time for After Sunset Sunday. If you have not checked out Sean's channel, he is the guy who sews. There should be a link in the description box. Click over that link. Go make sure you are signed up for notifications on his channel. You do not want to miss his content. He's got great guests coming in almost every week. And he is a great Saturday morning show. You want to catch him on
Yep.
Saturday morning. He usually has other content coming out as well. So you don't want to miss any of that. But then we will see you guys later. How does that sound?
Yep, sounds good. You'll have a good night. Put some fabric, do all that good stuff.
Yes, definitely go pack some fabric. We'll see you guys later. If you just came in, don't forget to go catch us on replay and watch the rest of the live for tonight. And we will see you guys next time.